Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko and They Cry. Now, I have since the previous part taken a break, right? So now my voice is all better, as you can tell by me easily being able to make these high-pitched noises without issue. Nah, but I'm joking. I have started another session here. I also have a water bottle with me. Obviously to help my throat, but that's not really the main reason why I have it with me. I have it with me because I always have a water bottle with me because I always aim to drink three times this water bottle, because each of these water bottles, when filled with water, contains about 700 milliliters of water. So when I drink 3 of these, I get my daily consumption of 2+ liters of water, and that is, you know, the classic healthy dosage of water per day. Yeah, that is my aim. That's basically it. But it also helps my throat when I record these videos. And yeah, the Umineko OST is still going. It's still going crazy. We're continuing with Umineko. We're gonna try to do the next 3 parts. We'll try to record till the end of the book of the Single Truth, so that we can use the part after that to record Confession of the Golden Witch. And so I was thinking maybe if we're lucky enough, we'll just pause that OST. If we're lucky enough, in this session that I'm about to start, we get up to here to this confession, and then I'll take another break. And maybe tomorrow or the day after, we'll see when I have the time. I want to record confession in a single video. So let's see. I want to take a break once I'm done with this chapter, so that when we get to the interlude, to the beginning of the confession, I want to be completely level-headed, right? So I don't want the confession to be in the middle of all of these, you know, of a binge here, right? I want to do a binge right here when I get to this point, and then once we get here, this 4 or 5 chapter session here, I want it to be its own however many hour long video that will end up being. So yeah, we're gonna start off here with Scratch vs. Black Cat. Thankfully, since it's mostly fighting from here on for the most part, if I remember correctly, it's just goats and stuff, whatever. I mean, not really much to read, more just, alright, let's get past the fighting scenes. Well, you know, I'm not too passionate on these fighting scenes. So yeah, last time the goats started eating up the island, and Will and Lanor came out here to help out since they are inquisitors, and they hunt down mysteries and that, right? They find out who the culprits are. They can take down the goats, whereas the fantasy users can't. This is just like in the manga, in the visual novel. I mean, it's not any different. So yeah, let's just get to it. Bang. Let's play the OST. Let's go. Alright, there we go. A mystery is a challenge from the author to the reader. Rikishi has said this several times now, or he's big on that in the visual novel at least. You know that, right? The once challenged, but oh, this is a great panel right here actually. Wait, didn't we read this last time? We might have read this last time. this panel at least. The once challenged by Beatrice's riddles. Are you law? The Scratchmas of the Black Cat Part 3. Alright, we're continuing off, and this video is about to end soon. So once this video ends, I'm gonna reload it once again. Still waiting for the feedback, obviously, from you all regarding, because I haven't uploaded that many parts yet. But yeah, I'm still waiting for the feedback of whether or not y'all like this video or whether y'all like this video better. This video still keeps getting recommended. But yeah, for now I've just kept going on with this one. We did a beautiful and emotional soundtrack. See? Okay, anyway, back to Umineko. Alright, let's zoom in again. That was a great panel. They were getting cornered by the goats, but they're dealing with it well. The fantasy peeps who can't do anything are there. Here are the goats. The fragments. If you say that it can all be explained as mysteries, then you have a reasoning ready for all Miss Beatrice's riddles, fair and square. A riddle is something you pose for it to be solved. I bet Miss Beatrice will be so happy. Well then, you may choose the riddle that you want to entertain us with. Alright. Willard H. Wright, Lanor A. Knox, With the wedges of mystery, I will take you on down. Or, yeah, on and down. Alright. They're going crazy. Look at them. Aha. Will on that side, Lana on this side. Alright. The riddle of the countless murders thought to be the work of a witch. Go on and explain it with humans and tricks. Oh, whoa! Bang! Got big time, girls. It hit! The blade of mystery of Lady Beatrice hit them. Even if you insist on anti-fantasy, if you haven't prepared a mystery solution, it's also like giving in to the witch, says Adornovet. All those who insist on a mystery are now just like Batterkin before, having to explain all the riddles and humans and tricks. That should be no simple task for them, says Virgilia. First game, the witch who gave the umbrella and the letter to the girl. Someone outside of the Shiumi snuck onto the island and Nox is first. It is forbidden for the culprit to be anyone not mentioned in the early part of the story. Man, she's getting them good. First game, the appearance of the witch's letter in Kenzo's study. There is a device to make the letter appear that only the culprit can handle. Nox is fourth. Yeah, Nox fourth, whatever. It is forbidden for unknown drugs or hard to understand scientific devices to be used. In red. It's sufficient to claim to be a witch when handing the umbrella and letter to Maria, who adores witches. Okay, how is Donna gonna clap back to that one? The ghost going crazy. It's sufficient if there is an accomplice in the study who can place and point to the letter in a convenient time window. Okay, Donor seems to be blocking that. The goat's coming in here. The presence of the witch in the kitchen is the same. They only need to decide together. The presence of the witch in the kitchen is the same. They only need to decide together with the accomplice in advance into what direction they have to stare and to behave as if they were seeing the witch. Oh, Donald smiling. That is good. That's how it goes. How about here? The golden butterflies, observed by so many humans. The culprit used the scales of a specific type of butterfly that only lives on Rokkenjima to commit the murder. So sorry, says Will. That was already denied in the third game. No other life form other than humans has ever anything to do with this game. Therefore, Van Dyne first. It is forbidden to have a crime without all clues presented. Applies, as Will says in red. Yeah, they're getting caught up real good. No golden butterflies exist. They are just hallucinations, or maybe people are mistaken. Whatever. They have no connection to the culprit or wheezing at all. Pitiful. Van Dyne 16th. There is no need to include depictions that exceed the necessary in a story, he says in red. If countless people keep on seeing the same thing, then there has to be an aim in depicting it over and over again. There are rules for the appearance of the golden butterflies on the Game Boy. The chained locked room of the first game, the locked room murder in the chapel of the second game, the locked room murder in Natsu's room of the second game. Many fragments here. The culprit was entering and leaving the locked room by a secret passage. The culprit opened a passage when he committed the crime, and I think the OST is finished. Let's replay it. And then we're gonna get a chilly Sauce of Life OST. I remember because that's how this video starts. But alright. The culprit opened a passage when he committed the crime and then welded it shut or hid it, so it couldn't be found when they inspected the scene, says the goat. Daru cuts back. What? Nox is third. It is forbidden for hidden passages to exist. Nox is eighth. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented. She cuts them up real good. There's Nox Glodor once again. Oh, the chapel in the second game was never locked in the first place. Whoa! Wait, isn't that how it actually solved? That is actually how, yeah, it was never locked in the first place. He's right about that. He's grabbed her. Oh no, Glodor. It's sufficient if the people who discovered the first Twilight were accomplices and decided on saying that the chapel was a locked room. It's sufficient in the first game as well if they just decide to tell that they got the chain and that it was locked with a chain before. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate from the go. Natsu's room is an illusionary locked room as well. The accomplices just decided to say so. Oh, he gets caught up again. Natsu's room was a locked room. The door to Nox's room being locked was verified by Battler, who was the detective at that point. True, and Battler cannot lie. Nox is 7th. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit. Exactly. Battler would never lie. Without Battler being an accomplice, no agreement can happen. I love how she only denied the Nazi room stuff, not the other points that I think the goal actually made good points there regarding the first game and the second game. She only focused on Nazi's room in the second game. Without being an accomplice, no agreement can happen. Oh, she goes on once again. It is impossible to explain all of Miss Beatrice's locked rooms with secret agreements, she says in red, and cuts the goat's head off. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. I guess that works on them. The second game, if the servants are accomplices, then Jessica's room and the servant room can be locked to the master key. Cannon was alive and committed the murder in the servant room, says the goat. Will says, Cannon died together with Jessica in Jessica's room, in red. The interconnected locked room to the third game. The culprit was among those who discovered the first child and then pretended as if they produced a key from the pocket of a corpse on discovery. The key used to lock the last locked room. Wait, what? What is his theory? The culprit was among those who discovered the first child and then pretended as if they produce a key from the pocket of a corpse on discovery. The key used to lock the last locked room. What? I'm a little bit confused about what his theory is and how it works, but moving on. All the keys in red. All the keys in connection to the interconnected locked room are sealed within the interconnected locked room itself. Is that how his theory went? Right. I get what this person's theory is. The person's theory is that someone who was among those who discovered the first child, in this case I think it will be Rudolph, in the third game. This is the same theory that Battler came up with in the third game, actually, isn't it? That Rudolph, for example, let's say, had the key to that first locked room and lied about it being on the corpse of the person. Thereby, therefore, the locked room of that wasn't really a locked room anymore, right? Because that person was just acting like it all along. Yeah, the person, Rudolph in this case, was acting like the room was locked and then went in and then acted like the key was on the corpse. Got it. But Blunder's sister denies it here by saying that all the keys in connection to the interconnected locked room are sealed within the interconnected locked room itself. The people who discovered the corpses cannot possess any more keys in connection to the locked room than those they retrieved when discovering their corpses. And then the goat says, the interconnected locked room is make-believe. The ones who discovered the people playing dead killed all 6 of them. And then in red, they moved on to say, the ones who discovered the corpses of the first Twilight had no part in the murders or the construction of their interconnected locked room. Will then moves on to say, so what oh wait, no, this is the goat saying this. So what reasoning are you going to tell me next? Oh, it is Will saying this. Will then goes on to say, so what reasoning are you going to tell me next? There are still so many riddles spun by Beatrice. She smiles. The resurrection of Shannon and Connor in the third game. The killing of Nanjo. The blinded Jessica who moved over to the parlor. How the hostages moved around in the fourth game. The massacre in the dining hall. The phone calls from Jessica and Kyrie. The key to the garden shed and the strung up corpses. The method of killing in every game. The reason for the damage on the bodies. And the weapon used. The method of constructing locked rooms. The accomplices. The true culprit and their goal. Okay. Sorry, I was drinking. Moving on. Dano says, you who earnestly tried to face up to Miss Beatrice's challenge with reasoning, come at us with all you've got. The plan was smiling, and the goats are coming at them, to be fair. We zoomed in too far. Yeah, goats coming in. She smiles as she fights them. Will as well. Struggling. Alright, we're doing it. Things are happening. Nice. Go on, boys. Advisor Gertrude, says Cornelia. Permission to speak. I love how she has to get permission to speak. That's funny. Even though Commander Dono is in such a dangerous position right now, why does she fight with such glee in her eyes? Look at how happy she is, yeah. Gertrude then pauses and then says, the commander was most happy when she had the chance to fight with Battler. Cornelia's looking. To face up to a reasoning with all one's might, from somebody who possesses knowledge and imagination like Lord Battler, an honest logic battle between them, unconcerning victory or loss, is the highest joy as a wedge of mystery. They are just like Lord Battler, and among them are other men of valor who prepared answers for the mystery and once fall at one strike. Yeah. And Glonor continues to slash at them. That must be more than bliss for Commander Glonor. I suppose that the same can be said for Lord Wright. Yeah, Will is also fighting on. The killing of Nanji the third game. Among the victims that were killed before Nanjo was the culprit, was the culprit who pretended to be dead, and that person killed Nanjo. Right, that was the theory. That is one big theory. There's Will. Then Will says in red, Kinzo, Cross, Natsu. Kinzo, Cross, Natsu, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, Kirie, Rosa, Maria, George, Gora, Kimosawa, Genji, Shannon, Kanon are dead before Nanjo was killed, he says in red. That's 14 reds. That's 14 people he said in red. So the remainder would be Battler, Eva, Jessica, and Nanjo. And since he's confirmed all of them in red, then the goal goes on to say that there is a culprit X who killed one among them before the incident, and then assumed their identity. Nox first, says Glonor. It is forbidden for the culprit to be anyone not mentioned in the early part of the story. And then Will goes on to say, it's a shame, but the answer is clearly written in the first game. The fourth game. There is no accomplice, but multiple culprits who all kill each other in the end. And then Will says, Van Dyne 12 in red. It is forbidden for there to be more than one true culprit. Donald then goes on to say, all the murders in Beatrice's game are fake. Nobody dies at all. No, that's not what Donald says, that's what the goat says. The locked rooms are only such in name. It is possible by having the victims locked from the inside. Will then has another red to slash him up. Van Dyne 7th. It is forbidden to have a crime without a corpse. Moving on. The great Nox actually forgot to rule out fake murders. A mystery without murder is a proper mystery as well. Ooh. look at Will's little face there. A mystery without murder is a proper mystery as well, she says. But Van Dyne's rule is that it is forbidden to have a crime without a corpse. Okay. Will goes on to fight this next goat. He blocked it. Ooh, he shattered the Will's sword. I don't believe it. I didn't think anyone could do that. Huh? What? Will! Oh, she cut him up. Oh, unharmed? That isn't hurting him. My red blade. Why? Van Dyne's 20 rules and Nox's Decalogue are ineffective? But why? Does he have a reason that doesn't conflict with either Nox or Van Dyne? There is no need for the mystery wedges. All the riddles can be solved with just one answer, says this goat. The goat's, okay. And he's about to crush Glonor. Glonor! Will pushes her. Whoa. Ooh, he gets crushed instead. Gah! Will! Gets grabbed. Will! Ooh, he's getting crushed. Gah! The answer to this game. The answer. Let me hear your reasoning. If it's correct, I'll praise you. If you were really able to solve all of Beatrice's riddles without conflicting neither Van Dyne's 20 rules nor Nox's Decalogue, that means you arrived at that person's very heart, says Will. That person wished to be understood by somebody, even if the man that was supposed to understand did not, holding on to that miracle that a person of the future would come through one day. The story that is a guide towards the true culprit was tossed into the ocean by that person. There's that person. If the author's wish was fulfilled, then it would be a fitting end for me, right of the mystery wedges. Let me hear it. Your master deduction, says Will. Unnecessary. What? Not only holy crap, he's about to shoot a bee from his mouth. Not only Beatrice's game, but all of this. It's foolish to even try deducing. Deduction is unnecessary. Something like this is no orthodox mystery. Even thinking about it is a waste of time. That's his argument. I won't accept this as a mystery, he says. Huh? Even Will and Donald can't do anything about this type of logic. Things like Beatrice's mystery tricks are delusion. Illusion, and opportunistic farce. It doesn't even deserve deduction. Huh? That's why it's unnecessary. Will's getting crushed real bad. Nox's Decalogue, Van Dyne's 20 rules, they're unnecessary too. Gah! Bang! Headbutt. Got him. Ooh, no, he got his head. Ooh, crushed to the ground. The goat gets him good. He's bleeding bad now. Will! It's over. Ah! Well, it's hurting him real bad. If the mystery itself is being denied, then us mystery writers have no chance. Worthless. Good night. This is no mystery. Useless. Muda. Die. Oh. Will! And that's the end of the chapter with Will. Will about to die at the goat's hands. We're gonna go to the next chapter. Yeah, we ain't wasting time here. Alright, the scratch marks of the Black Cat, part 4. Here we go. Alright, that chapter didn't take us too long to read as expected though. It was mostly just fighting. Okay, so here the goat comes. Bang! Will! Screams Tlanor. And the goat crushes Will's head real good there. Chapter 19. Scratch marks of the Black Cat, part 4. Ooh! Patrick comes in with the clutch save. What a coincidence, Patrick says. A little while ago I was just the same as you. I could probably get along with you. Master Patrick! But I'm sorry. Bang! Ooh, Patrick kicked him real good there. Or is that a punch? Well, actually, yeah, that was a punch because that's his left leg. Yeah, he punch. I thought he kicked him. I thought it was a kick, but okay, it was a right hook. Bang! Teeth knocked out. In this game, completely giving up thinking means utter defeat. That is correct, Battler. You can't give up thinking. Reasoning is useless. All this illusion. This is no mystery. Giving up thinking means abandoning the solvability of the story. Therefore, this story is nothing but fantasy for you guys. So fantasy works. Come on, Stakes, do something. It works for y'all. Means giving in to witches and magic. Alright, that's why you can't stop thinking. In other words, it's the same as accepting your existence. Yeah, the Jessa Sisters attack as well. Bang, let's go, Mammon. Let's go, Belfigure. Y'all are doing damage. Nice. Target identification starting. Objects with weakness to magic attacks will be marked HMP. What does HMP stand for? I don't know. We will take those on that gave in to fantasy. We'll take on those that still want to desist, says Lana and Will. Will is hurting real bad though, holy crap. He's taking quite a bit of damage. The goats are coming after them. They're shivering Gillia and Ronove, but they're going crazy. Let's go. Spatter. Now I finally realized, Angie, you were surrounded by so much public opinion and forgeries, and still you managed to struggle through 12 years. For others, it was just rumors or a logic puzzle. but to Angie there were so many voices, each claiming one or more of her relatives to be the culprit. These 12 years in which you have been hurt so much, they are mine and Beato's responsibility, he says. It is my responsibility for making that person create this game. Beato prepares himself. I'm happy that so many felt challenged by Beato's game. It could have become quite cool to have a logic battle under different circumstances. I understand why you are denying this 8th game as impossible, but no matter how much you deny it, I will not yield. This game is no longer a game for Beato's sake. In yellow, he says, this is the final game that I am bestowing upon Angie. Yo! Yeah! My name, spelled backwards, is Disney! If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Alright. The golden truth, Lord Batter. Oh yeah, Batter went crazy on them goats. This is the one game I cannot surrender. There are still so many riddles left by Beata outside of this. If you want to reason, please do it here. Please do it there. Gertrude, how is the barrier on the stairs? Sir, I request a little bit more time, she says. The next wave will be pushing forward soon, so I'm sorry but I have to leave it to you. I will go and search for Angie. Just leave it to us. We will not allow them to erode this game that you made for Angie-sama any further. Smiling, Batter trusts them, let's go. There's Beato over here, alright, what's she doing? Beato! Batter? They are still holding them off downstairs. It's taking time, but the door to the golden line is slowly opening. Gop and the adults are giving their all to protect the study. Yeah, they're going crazy. Bang! Look at them go. Look at Gop. Look at Kenzo. Where's that Genji? I think that's Kenzo. It could be Genji, but I think that's Kenzo. How is the island doing? Says Batter. Huh? Oh, yeah, it's getting eroded real good. There's not much left other than the mansion and... What is that, Kyodorin? Is that something? No, that's Chapel. They show me that's Kyodorin. Yeah, Kyodorin will be way back there. Kyodorin's probably already eaten. It's just a piece of the island floating in nothingness. They have even devoured the ocean itself. They're doing damage. Don't give up, Batter. Even if the stage crumbles and falls, the pieces are all still safe. Aren't we all the heart of this game? If you are all safe, then this game won't end. Isn't that the very reason for our escape to the Golden Land? Get yourself together. Yeah. I have to search for Angie. I have to stop her. Your sister will probably not just obediently do what you say. In the worst case, I'll use force. I seal the book of the single truth in the chapel. How's it doing? Oh. If Angie goes in there and reads it, oh. Alright, there's the chapel. That is the building we saw back there. That's that. That's the chapel. So now we know where the chapel is located relative to the island. Because that's the mansion. That's the guest house. Or is it the guest house? Or is that... Yeah, that's sure. That has to be the mansion. That's the guest house. And then there's the chapel's location in accordance. See, I didn't know exactly... I know the chapel is located behind the mansion. But I didn't know exactly where. Like, okay, so you have to walk left to the mansion to get to it. Because that's where the gold is. But if you go below the chapel, that's where the gold is located. 10 tons of gold are located down here. And a bomb that will blow up the entire island. So yeah, I guess it is within radius to kill anyone that's located here. And the Kodorum is probably back there somewhere. It's probably been eaten by now. And it's far away from the blast radius of below the chapel. That, I guess if you're in Kodorum back there, you survive the explosion. Why is just the chapel alright? Did the goats leave it untouched for a reason? Says Beato. Huh? Let's go! Angie's probably in there! Yes! Battler? What's going on here? Oh, he got grabbed, he got hooked. What is this? A blue chain? It's Erika, isn't it? What? Who did this? Beato, please take care of Angie. But the people who are able to use blue besides Angie are quite limited. Go on, Erika. Battler? She screams. What? Wait, what? It's the same page, okay. The people who are able to use blue besides Angie are quite limited, okay? I think I will have to be the one to entertain our final guest. Go on, Erika. Time to fight, isn't it? Come to fight. Leave Angie to me, she says. Well, I expected you. Was it boring in the abyss of oblivion? Says Battler. Furu de Erika! Oh, that face. That is very Erika. Okay, in here we've got the book. There's Angie. She's tapping in. Okay. That's it. Eva Blossom's diary. In there, the truth of that day on Rokkenjima is written down. The book of the single truth. There's the key. Angie's determined. If I read it, I will know it all. The real truth of the Rokkenjima on that day. The identity of the human who stole everyone from me. Everything that I longed for. It's like locked in an ice cage though. Angie's sweating. Someone's locked it in. Is that Beato? What? What is this? Oh, okay. No, I guess that's Angie's hand. The diary is covered by some kind of crystal. Oh, it's a crystal. I thought it was ice. Okay, fair enough. I can't open this. Even if he pretends to play a fair game, he will not let you read that diary. He probably applied some sort of seal that sadly only a game master can break. But you don't need to worry, Angie, because it's a shame, Oni-chan. Burncast is also a game master. I only need to take it to her, and she'll break the seal. Alright, Angie's got the book though. However, Beato should be right on her tail, right? Okay, well, she's running off, and as she runs off, there's the butterflies. The Angie turns around. Oh, the book's been taken from her. Huh? What's the meaning of this? Here comes Beato. Angie versus Beato. I wonder who wins this fight. I cannot let you read this, says Angie. Beato, I mean. I cannot let you read this. Battler has other things to settle right now, so I will be your opponent in the meantime. What? Why, it's just a simple how done it. Guess the murder trick game. I killed you in a perfect locked room. There is no way to enter or exit this room. No, not windows, doors, or any other method of any way, she says in red. Okay, and the chapel seems to be locked now. Now they're properly locked. The Scholar is playing, so we're 20 minutes into the OST video. 23 minutes to be exact. See? I knew it. I know my Discolor. I won't forget this OST. That's a banger OST. Alright. So, Beato's locked the chapel in. Angie's stuck inside. So, if I don't solve your sophistic game, I can't leave this chapel, right? Is it really the first time that I'm taking you on myself? It really is, right? You have bad luck to play against me without Battler here. Without him here, I might just forget to go easy on you. My, how strange. I feel just the same. I will take it on. This game of yours. Repeat it. Repetition requested. Oh, and there's Erika fighting Battler. You seem quite well, says Battler. Thanks. I'm in your depth for the 6th game. The duel was fun, wasn't it? It would have also been quite exciting to experience the newlywed life. To have my whole life wiretapped all the way to this scrapper? No thanks. I received a giant hint at the end of the duel. Oh yeah, you did, Erika. Did you figure out what the hint was about? A blood red hint to kill the fictitious witch! Thanks to that, I wasn't bored once in the abyss of nothingness. To reconstruct the 5th and 6th game based on that was beyond pleasure I can express. Haha. I was looking forward to meeting you again and making you inspect all of my deductions. Battler. I think I'm gonna regret this. Can you make it brief? I'm keeping people waiting. I don't mind at all, but if you can cut my cursed blue chain, with your red that is, in the duel during the 6th game. You two made a statement on the number of people in red. There are 17 in red. After sweating. 17 even if you included me. 1 plus 17 equals 17 people? Question mark? Even though Kinto's death was supposed to be decided. there are 17 if you add me. She's still holding on to Battler. Battler's sweating. I think she's figured it out. Ah, it's so easy if you think about it, says Erika. And this logic is in direct connection to Battler's escape trick. Kanon? He escaped on some way from the guest house. He entered the room in exchange for you and disappeared through magic. Don't make me laugh. People don't disappear through magic. Yeah, there's to get from the guest house to the mansion to save Batter. In blue, she says, within that closet, there existed, in quotes, a human who was not Kanon. And that person is the true form of your rescuer. Rah! Oh yeah, Erika's got it. Batter's gonna struggle here. In red, Batter says, the name Kanon can only be carried by the person themselves. The rescuer was Kanon. Oh! The chain has been broken. What's up? Do you think you can escape with that level of red? Says Erika. Let's zoom out a little. At the time the rescuer snuck out of the guest house, that person was not Kanon. Batter's struggling here. And Erika continues to say, at that time a perfect seal was applied to the cousin's room in the guest house, so only a human from the neighboring room could come to your aid. In other words, a person from the neighboring room snuck out through the window, and then entered the guest room in exchange for you while carrying the name Kanon. This was set in blue. And I guess these are people from the neighboring room. Okay. While carrying the name Kanon. But the name Kanon can only be carried by the person himself. Oh! She's grabbed Batter once again. And after hiding within the closet, that person dropped the name Kanon. Oh, she's grabbed Batter all the way from there. And returned to their former identity. She continues in blue and says, all names can only be carried by the person themselves. But if that someone is Kanon himself, then there is no problem. I thought it was weird. Why was I able to speak out that contradictory red of being the 18th one during the duel? That was you declaring the number of bodies, and me, without intent, declaring the number of names, right? Bang! Let's see, this, okay. Bang, she smashes Batter towards the ground. There are humans who carry two names referring to one body. That is the true shape of the logic, that is the number of people, says Erika. And Batter's got. And Erika, you're on the spot. Erika, you're on the spot. Okay, so the manga's been a lot more direct in this fight about what really happened. I do say though, that is still one of my least favorite mysteries in the entirety of the visual novel. Simply because... No, I like the mystery itself. But simply because Gertrude at one point made a statement which would have made it impossible. Now, I've gotten a lot of like different comments regarding it. But I'm still not satisfied with the way that mystery was handled. And I have the right here the truth of the mystery Erika's talking about. This was back in episode 6. Yeah, this is episode 6. This is the mystery from episode 6. Here we go. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Because there's very specific red truth here. And I still have major issues with this red truth, man. Because that red truth sent me off the wire, man. That red truth completely stopped me from finding out how it would have happened. And I'm not happy about it. I'll show you guys what I mean. And while I've seen, you know, people give explanations for it or whatever, but I haven't got a satisfactory explanation, so I'm still missatisfied with this being the solution, the Erika solution that she's giving here. And I'll show you guys what truth I'm talking about. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Now let's just try. Okay, this is episode 5. Try to get to episode 6, y'all. Sorry. Episode 6. Let's see. Gertrude, I think it was. This is the logic. Okay, so the logic error red truths. Here we are. Blah blah blah. Oh, here we go. Here, cousin's room and the next room over. So this is regarding this exact thing they're talking about. Cornelia. Oh right, I've called them Corner Root here, because both Cornelia and Gertrude says this, and I've just made their ship name Corner Root. That's all. That's all it is. For your attention, I beg to inform you the following. Know that neither of the door seals is broken. That's fine. Gertrude then goes on to say, know that an unbroken seal is proof that all have hitherto been denied passage. And Cornelia says it needs no second telling, but be advised that passing through without breaking the seal is impossible. That's fine. Okay, here. This red truth by the Gertrude, I dislike it. Gertrude says, know that it is forbidden for blue truth to be used if based on the argument that the window seals of the next room over were torn at the time of the logic error. Cornelia then says, be advised that there can be no obligation to provide an answer to said blue truth. I think that's insane. That, especially because the solution is based on the window seals of the next room over being torn at the time of the logic error. But Gertrude says this, making the whole thing impossible, and I just find it annoying. Because she says it right here. A person in the neighboring room snuck out through the window. She says this in blue. But Gertrude right here says, no, that is forbidden for blue truth to be used based on the argument that the window seals of the next room over were torn at the time of the logic error. This was said in red by Gertrude. And then later on, described it like, no, we'll allow it. I don't know, I'm not happy about that. I'm still not happy about that. That was like, this is the only mischief that's made me angry shut the Umineko. The only one that I'm still not happy with. I'm not happy that the solution is that, oh yeah, alright, Shannon, Beato, Canon stuck out the window. Nah. Gertrude denied it in red. You shouldn't have had Gertrude denied in red. How about that? Then I would have been fine. Completely lost my trust in all the red juice stuff after that, man. Not happy about that, but yeah. And I have gone some extras about it, about mostly their like. I don't remember getting anything that really satisfied me. Like I don't know. I don't know, that is like the only element of that I didn't like. So that's why I'm not too happy about this solution to this. But Erika is spot on, that's how it happened. And that's the end of this chapter. I reckon read one more chapter, y'all. We read those two chapters really quickly. So the siege on the chapel, and then yeah, we'll read these next time, because we're trying to get to the confessions after all. So the confession, I guess it's one confession. Oh, this is a great cover art here. Oh, is this the next volume? It's still volume 4. Yeah, volume 4 ends with the siege of the chapel too. Okay, but it's just a cool color cover. The siege of the chapel, part 1, chapter 20. Okay, we're almost halfway through the manga actually. Oh, episode 8, I mean. Twilight the Golden Witch. There's battle. There's Erika. All right, here we go. Let's get it. Alright, Matter gets thrown up. Age is still fighting Beato. And Featherine is watching, smiling. Instrument Aegis will become a story of wherever. What? What is this? Well, I can't read this. Instrument Aegis will become a story of whether or wherever. Whether it is good to know the truth or to not know the truth, says Featherine. He's fighting for the book, and there's a burn. From the very beginning, there was only one story that Angie demanded: the story of the single truth. No matter how many stories one spins to distract her, she will never be satisfied. And she is stepping on something. Bernie steps on some paper. There's Featherine. Okay. The truth is a boring thing. Is that your impression after ripping apart and spitting out an endless number of stories? I have become old. After living out 1,000 years, I wonder whether... Why, wherever? What? whether not knowing might be more valuable than knowing. And you know, one thing about knowing, the predicament of knowing is that when you learn something, you cannot unlearn it. But when you've unlearned something, you always have the option to learn it. When you know something, you cannot unknow it, right? If you start learning and knowing something, you cannot just reverse it. But you can do the process of going from unknowing to knowing. And that's one of those things where I've never really thought about it before, that maybe you don't want to know something. Because if you don't know something, then that thing can be anything you want, right? Let me think about it. If you don't know how, they've actually explained this in the visual before, about how TV works, brown tubes. If you don't know how TV works, then you can have any number of explanations in your head for how it works, and all of them are equally as valid until you know how it works, until you learn how it actually works, the actual truth, the single truth. At that point, any theory that you have beforehand and any theory that anyone else or you can have afterwards won't matter, because you know the actual truth. So now Federini is saying that because Federini knows everything, she's now thinking maybe it's better to not know. Is that really more, that might be more valuable than knowing? Because then you can spin around the tail however you want to spin it around. And that's a concept that I've never thought about before reading Umineko. Before reading Umineko, I'm like, well, yeah, it's good to be knowledgeable, right? It's good to learn things. But sometimes, what if there is a case where you don't want to know the truth, where you don't want to know how something works, right? And you know, another story that recently did this in a very creative manner. I know y'all probably gonna be angry once again because you know, gonna roll your eyes because once again I'm mentioning One Piece. That's right. But One Piece also got a similar concept recently, because there is a character in One Piece who has a devil fruit power recently. Or not recently, they've had this devil fruit power for a while, but recently we found out the true nature of this devil fruit power. For context, I'm assuming some of you probably don't know anything about One Piece. Devil fruit power is let's just say a magical power. So when you eat a fruit, you gain a power in the world of One Piece, right? And the main character, for example, ate a fruit and gained the power to gain the rubber powers. They can they can bend their body like rubber. They can stretch their arm, his face, and his body all throughout. Yes, he can even stretch that body part of his. Yes, I'm not joking. The author has confirmed in a Q&A that yes, he can stretch that part of his body as well. He can stretch any part of his body. So, so what I'm trying to say here is basically, yeah, this character recently who we know now has devil power, where the less they know, the more they can imagine things. Because think about it, when you're a child, right, you don't know anything really, right? That sounds kind of rude, but it's true. Like, you don't really know anything, so you have infinite imagination. Anything can be true. You don't know how the world works, you don't know how things work, so you have imagination for anything to be true. And the way her devil power works is that only her mind can limit how powerful she is. So when she was a child and she didn't know much, she had crazy powers, right? She could turn into a giant because she believed that she could turn into a giant because she believed it was feasible. So as long as she doesn't know that it's not feasible, that she can do it, she can turn her arm gigantic. She can see a future in which her arm turns gigantic and punch people, right? So anything that is in her creative mind can come to reality. But then this girl, it was a girl that ate Stelford. This girl comes in this predicament where she starts knowing things, she starts learning things as she grows older and older. And suddenly, things that she was able to do before, she can't do anymore. She's like, what? I was able to turn my arm massive. Why can't I do it anymore? Why can't she do it anymore? Because she started learning about the world. And to me, that was such an interesting concept of a power. I was like, wow, okay. So this power solely hinges on you being ignorant, right? The less you know, the more you have of an imagination you have. The more you know, the more narrow your thinking is. You won't have as broad of a thinking range. And I've never thought about it like that before. And I wonder if that's true for, like, I mean, in this case, in Neko, it's about this murder mystery, about how anything could have happened. But I wonder how this could apply even in like scientific subjects or you know, or other like research type subjects. I wonder if it could apply there. And the reason why I ask, is actually because what am I saying? Yeah, the reason why I ask is because like what if we had a what if someone that has a very broad scale of things and is very ignorant about research subjects, what if they come in with their broad suggestions because they don't know how anything works? They have like a wild fantasy, right? Someone who's a researcher who knows a lot about things will have a lot more of a narrow view because they already know of the restrictions. But what if, let's say, a child who doesn't know of those restrictions comes out with wild ideas, and with that idea maybe comes a revolutionary idea out of it? Who knows? You know what I mean? What if a breakthrough comes through? I don't know if what I said makes sense, but yeah, I thought that was an interesting concept that Umineko first introduced to me, and One Piece recently has done it too. I thought One Piece was influenced by Umineko in that way. I think this is a bit different. But that's interesting that here that Featherine, the all-knowing Featherine, now says maybe it's better to not know than to know, right? Maybe that is more valuable because you can do more with not knowing. Maybe you have a broader scale of things. Who knows? So yeah. Anyway, I babbled about that long enough. I thought that was interesting, and I just wanted to bring it up. There is no way to go from knowing to not knowing. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. And then now Corey's playing in the background. So you can't go from knowing to not knowing, but you can't go from not knowing to knowing. That is something. All those stories that I devoured, more than number than the stars, only to use my boredom. If I hadn't known the truth, wouldn't I have been able to enjoy them deeper and longer? If you're not toying with illusions, then you can do that even while knowing, says Byrne. Ignorance can be a sin at times, says Byrne. There is hardship that you can overcome by knowing, and bliss you can gain if you know. Okay, that's Byrne's take here. Alright, even though people often say ignorance is bliss, Byrne here has to take that. You know what? Sometimes there is actually some bliss in knowing, in not being ignorant. Then Featherine continues to say, but is there not also pain that can pass without experiencing it exactly because you don't know? Right, so Featherine saying is that because you don't know, isn't there a potential pain that you'll never have to feel because you don't know? So in this case, if Angie doesn't know the truth of Rokkenjiba, she doesn't have to experience the pain of actually knowing what happened, which actually might be better for her if she just moved on and forgot, or didn't face the actual truth of what happened in Rokkenjiba, and moved on and in her mind thought about any possible fantasy that could have happened in there. Even a witch could have done it, who knows? Accept that and move on. Because guess what? You can't really change the past, right? So maybe it's better to not know, and maybe the pain of knowing will pass. The pain of the truth can pass. Heh. And I think that is an interesting take by Featherine that she brings up here in episode 8. Do you really want to know? Okay. Is it not harsh to... What am I pushing? Oh, right, I'm pushing the thing. Okay. It's not harsh to push our value system on Angie, who has not lived even 100 years? More than in any story that I would write, there is enjoyment in the stories that the children of men weave on their own. That's another thing. It reminds us all of fantasy stories. How children in fantasy stories often have such insane magical potential because they're young and they have the most potential because they're open to anything, right? Anything could work for them. Whereas if you're an adult, you're a lot more restricted. It's a similar thing with that, right? Here, I remember I've been rewatching Mushoku Tensei recently, awaiting the second core of the second season of Mushoku Tensei. Been watching it with a friend who hasn't seen it before. So we watched all of season 1, and now we're almost caught up to season 2. Basically, we only have a couple episodes left to watch in season 2, and then we're caught up. So then we can get into season 2, part 2. But I remember watching Mushoku Tensei how Rudy, the main character, Rudius, how he had insane magical capacity, and so did Sylphie as well, because they started using magic before the age of 5. So using magic at a really young age had a massive effect in your mono capacity, and I thought that was, I thought that also might tie in here, how like children have absolute potential because they're still ignorant, because they're still open to anything, right? Anything could work. That's why they have much more potential. But if you're grown, your scope is a lot more narrow. You can't be as flexible. It's maybe a little bit connected here, but I feel like while different, I feel like the general theme is connected here of child ignorance also giving rise to potential, also being more valuable in a sense than the wise older adult person, if that makes sense. So it's interesting. I like it. The reason enjoying the stories that children of men weave on their own. To know or not to know? That is the question. Shakespeare, where are you at? Where's Hamlet at? What will Angie's choice be? I will write it down with indifference, says Featherine. Okay. And then there's Burns sighing. Okay. Alright. When the manga, in the visual novel at the very least, actually I won't say that, because I don't want to spoil people who are only manga only right now, and who haven't read the visual novel of episode 8, so I'm not going to say that. Okay, and there's Burn. If you leave it to Angie, isn't the outcome already set in stone, says Burn. Fedrine then says, before long, or is that Burn maybe saying this? Before long, Angel will break the seal on the stone. The content of the cat box will become clear, and one truth will be decided. And the single truth, I should say. I like that translation better. Burns says, well, it's as good a time as ever to end my journey with her too. Don't you want to take the role of giving this journey a terminal station? What? Featherine says, don't you want to take the role of giving this journey a terminal station? Oh, okay. Okay. Key. Will you call that being unaccounted for? What's going on? She has a key. Is that the same key Angie has? Is she gonna give that one to Burn? Knock knock. Madame! I guess he's one of Featherine's servants, or should I just say Hachijo? Madame, I'm sorry to disturb your writing. There was a call from the editor of X Express. I am not feeling well. Please decline for me. Okay. And Toya-sama has woken up. Oh! Okay, finally. Now I don't have to... I mean, I've already done it by now accidentally, but now I don't have to call Featherine Hachijo Toya anymore, because she's not Toya. She's Hachijo Ikiko. But Toya-sama has woken up. Thank you, she says. Prepare a light meal. For me as well. Understood. Click. Okay. Back to Rokujima, where the fantasy fighting is going on. There are humans who carry two names referring to one body. Such a cliche trick. And that is the core of Beatice's game. It is a big core of Beatice's game, and yet you fell for it too. So what's up, Erika? You lost because of it. A human that is both X and canon. You can explain the majority of riddles from other games with it as well, right? A cheap little trick fitting for Beatice. What a laugh. Really? I am X and canon have never been witnessed as being present together. X and canon have never been witnessed as being present together. Kind of looks up at her and says, or doesn't say anything. Ahahaha. They say that a lot, right? What a beautiful lover that a beautiful lover is like another person the next morning. The heck? The heck are we looking at there? Is that... Wait. Is that... Wait, what? I don't know what's going on there. Oh! Is this supposed to be Erika and the way she... Because Erika got cheated on or something like that, right? In a previous relationship of hers? Something like that. I think Erika got cheated on. Or I think it was... She said it... She talked about it when she was with Lanor in episode 5 or 6. I don't quite remember. I don't quite know Erika's origin story, but yeah. And by such a cliche trick, the detective was, not able to even see through it, even though I appeared in 2 games. By a change of makeup, a change of clothes, by simple changing the way of speaking of a human, I was... Canon and Shannon. They're making it very clear that it's Canon and Shannon we're talking about. I was... The detective, Furudo Erika was... Which matter? She will not let go. She will not let me go that easily. Crap. I have to go and stop Angie as fast as possible. The chains of Blue Truth are quite some trouble. Either by Erika retracting them or by cutting them with my Red Truth. There is no other way to set myself free. If there was just a gap in her deduction. I was shaking when I realized this trick. Out of anger towards myself, and out of joy for being able to unravel the game of that wretched witch. How did you find out? Says Battler. Is he smiling? He's smiling, yeah. I gained certainty by looking at the game from outside as a witch in the abyss of nothingness. And when I reconstructed the 5th game, the parlor on the first day, when I noticed that the narration that everybody had gathered was from Battler's perspective, your perspective as a piece. I was surprised. Anyhow, to my perception as the detective, Cotton was not in the parlor at that time, because I heard that he was in a hurry preparing a guest room for the guest that was me. After I drifted ashore on the island, X and Cotton always appeared separately before me. At every chance they exchanged places. X is in the kitchen right now, or Cotton is arranging the guest room. They gave each other alibis. By my master's order, I was stealing Natsu in that game and went easy on all the other pieces. I was just swallowing all the information they fed me. A disgrace, unworthy of a detective. What is so funny? No, I just saw how easy you were fooled. I was, wasn't I? But I think you were just the same up until the 4th game. Oh yeah, Batman was struggling real bad. The Red Truth. Up to the end of the 4th game, you were the detective. And you had not observed X and Connor at the same time either back then. On this island where you declared that with Kinzo dead, there are 17 even if you include Furudo Erika. Isn't it strange that you, the peace battler of the 5th game, talked of everybody being gathered while counting the 18th person that should not exist? Tell me, battler, why were you able to witness X and Kanon as 2 people at the same time? Erika asks. Is it maybe something elusive like because there was love? To lie about a non-existent human being there is the same as the cover-up on Kinto's death. A proper illusion! Didn't I tell you in the Court of Illusions that I am the true culprit? So you think that I am the culprit and lied or something even worse? In red. In none of the games is Yashirima Battler the culprit. Erika continues to say, I have a feeling that my master was told the same thing by Beatrice before. Therefore, your deduction on the 5th game, your Battler culprit theory does not hold. Humans who can observe both X and Kano at the same time have been plenty in all of the games before. even though just one half is supposed to be in place. The other half is already there, together. Or they both exist at the same time in complete different places. So someone's lying about them existing in a separate place. The principle is the same as for Kenzo. Those who understand the connection between X and Kanon, those who have agreed on it in secret, they are able to perceive the other half. And the merit of it is the construction of alibis. For a culprit putting on the air of a witch being at work, it is an inconvenience to have humans without alibis running around. In other words, them creating alibis for each other benefits the culprit, and there is a high possibility of it being connected to the tricks as well. I am afraid to say, seeing both X and Kanon at the same time is a privilege of the accomplices. Battler, during the 5th game, you were an accomplice, right? Battler's still laughing. She's got you there. Back to zooming in. During the 5th game, Peace Battler was an accomplice, she says in blue. Huh? In red she says, Battler up until that point was a detective. He therefore could not become culprit or accomplice. But that changes from the 5th game onwards. Blue, you are a human on the side of the culprit. That is why you can perceive X and Kanon at the same time while the detective cannot. You lied about living people being dead. You took many actions that benefited the culprit. Whoosh! Oh. Throughout the entire island. Oh, big slash. Metals being thrown around. And there are many other people beside you that can be considered accomplices. There's Kanon, Rudolph, Shannon, Hideyoshi, Rosa. In the 5th game, the true culprit used them. Battle's still being flung around. It was a game of revenge against Natsuhi. She throws once again and Batter is being flung into the air. Big time. Oof. Both by the leg and by the neck. Holy crap. The 5th game was a game in which the game master, Lambda Delta, made the culprit do things that they would not do even though not being unable to do them. That was to bribe the piece called Battler. Ooh. Holy crap, a lot of text coming up. Okay. Originally, for the Beato whose goal was to make me solve her riddle, bribing me and making me an accomplice was never an option. She could, but she would not. It was a game that never had any opponent for goal. According to Runaway, it was a game without love and lacking honor. By making her opponent into a pawn of her own, there was no necessity for the epitaph or the witch's letter, so it didn't arrive. The intentions as a culprit and not as a witch were prioritized, and so even after solving the epitaph, the murders wouldn't stop. In its place, the plan to take revenge against Natsu Obasan and kill the whole household was accomplished with total indifference. It is hard to think that Batter, who has no interest in money, would be bribed into deceiving his aunt Natsuhi. But an agreement like Batter taking part in a fake murder scheme, pretending to be the wire puller, to make Natsuhi confess to hiding Kinzo's death, quote unquote. But an agreement like Batter taking part in a fake murder scheme, pretending to be the wire puller, to make Natsuhi confess to hiding Kinzo's death. For that to happen between the culprit and the adults, having them make Batter into a pawn of theirs is not impossible. Even though Batter doesn't care about money, but he did join the adults in on being an accomplice. Batter's in bad state. You can't even sigh anymore? Batter, if you are holding back any red, now is the time. If you don't hurry, your beloved Angie will uncover what is in the book of the single truth. Crap. No counter-argument. Some deduction really is perfect. Please watch Wagaruki, my master. Furude Erika will now show you how she dispels the disgrace of losing a battle. Ooh. Well, shall we have a public execution of the witch's illusion? Curtain rise! 5th game, October 5th, midnight. I don't remember the visual novel spelling out the 5th game this much for us, so the manga has been a lot more clear cut here in this battle between Batter and Erika. But okay, yeah, 5th game, October 5th, midnight. The culprit came to the dining hall to discuss the contents of the fake murders to make Nazi confess to hiding Kenzo's death with the accomplices. There's the adults. All the adults present at this point had financial problems. If Nazi confessed, they would be able to put pressure on the main household, or maybe even kick them out of the race for the inheritance. Bat is getting caught up. The exact date they were offered the proposition is unknown. But since the front is that of faking something, it should be simple to make the accomplices the culprit's pawns. Yeah. The one who called on the phone, claimed to be a man from 19 years ago, was Batter, who used a script that had been prepared by the true culprit. Also, it was Batter making that claim. Oh, I thought that was the actual culprit. I didn't know that was Batter. Okay. So Batter's not called on the phone. Claimed to be a man from 19 years ago. Okay. That's getting chained up here. And there's the adults behind Batter too. How did you feel? Harassing Nazi with one R, okay. Harassing Nazi while the culprit and the accomplices were watching on. Were you reluctant? Did you enjoy it? Well, it doesn't really matter. You were harassing Nazi in the disguise of somebody else. The autumn card? Well, it kind of makes... Does it make sense? Wasn't the voice that Nazi heard, was it supposed to be like an ambiguous voice, whether it was male or female? Wasn't it supposed to be kind of vague? The autumn card? This is easily done by preparing and hiding all 4 cards beforehand, and then guiding her to a place to look depending on her answer. Yeah, that is one way to solve that. Ah, I believe that is similar to how my theory went or something. I don't know how my theory went for that card, but okay. Of course, it is also enough if X, who was the only one who has ever heard the answer directly from Nazi, placed only the autumn card. Yeah, and that X is obviously Shannon, because Shannon is the only person that talked to Nazi about autumn. I only ever told Shannon that I liked autumn. Let's see, S-H-A-N-N-O-N. It matches up with Shannon's name. That's right, Nazi. So either way, whether Shannon did it or whether the culprit did it or whether someone else did it, it's fine. There is a way to explain it either way. On whatever way, Nazi had a habit of locking her room. So in order to place the card in Nazi's room, you need a master key. And since X is carrying a master key, there is no problem at all. I bet Nazi was beyond shocked when she learned that the servants she was supposed to be able to trust betrayed her. Batter's getting got. Ugh. The knocking sound and the letter in the hall, both of which pain me so much. Right, they're slammed up. Yeah, the knocking sound and the letter in the hall, yeah. That was all just a deception of, let's pretend that there was a knock and that a letter had been placed in the hall. That the true culprit made them agree on when meeting them in the dining hall, right? Ooh, Batter's getting knocked by that, okay. I guess that was how it happened. Yes, it was the way of agreements that the true culprit, that the witch oh so loves. By that agreement, he first chose 6 people who would play the part of the victims in the fake murder of the first Twilight. Oh man, more blue. The role of the victims was played by George, Jessica, Maria, Rosa, Cross, Genji. Those that were not accomplices were told to participate in a plan to play a trick on Food or Erika. The one to inform the people in the cousin's room was likely Rosa, and she probably used the phone in the dining hall. While I was in the lobby till 3 in the morning, the four people in the cousin's room decorated it. According to the script and then went to sleep. Aha, that's how that went. Okay, that explains because she was in lobby till 3. Okay, it was all according to the script. Holy crap, this is definitely very different from the visual novel. Erika's going in a lot more detail on how the solution of episode 5 was it? Or was it the 6? No, this would have been 5 because this was Nazi's episode. Yeah, this is 5. Okay, so that's how it all happened. Yeah, because she explained episode 6 earlier. Okay. Crossing Genji. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I went to sleep. Moving on. And on the morning of the 5th, Battler woke up on an appointed time and pretended to discover the crime. Battler's getting hurt. What made you able to perceive the people playing dead as corpses was the special move of Mr. Culprit's witch illusion, the agreement. There was really a mass of accomplices. Dang, none of them really died. Erika and Battler. I was inspecting the room that was already fully prepared with all my might, but by not doing a proper inspection of the corpses on the next day, I fell right into your trap. That was really stupid of me. Battler's still getting hit here. More blue. The culprit made them help with the fake murderers, and then Cross was killed after the call to Nazi was made. Cross was killed for real, in red. Moving on. The other 5 people who were playing dead were ordered to sneak away from the crime scene to make it appear as if the corpses had really disappeared. There goes Jessica and Mario running. There's Rosa waking up as well. Keck. I'm guessing that's George over there. Okay. Alright, next. In red. After that, I inspected the mansion but was not able to find them. And as I was told, the corpses of those 6 were not moved once after the death. I mean, yeah, technically they were moved because nobody moved them. They just walked on their own. Okay, and also they didn't really die, so back to blue. Since it has a way to make phone calls, the place where Cross's corpse is, and the 5 snuck off to is likely what? The 5 snuck off to is likely the VIP room where the gold is stored. That is also where the underground path to Corridorian is, right? Okay, so the 5 then snuck to Corridorian, and that's also she's able to make phone calls, and that's where Cross's corpse is as well. Okay, next we have Maria. Or at least Maria is pictured here, drawn here. But since it would be bothersome, if they were to move about on their own will, they were probably killed off in a convenient moment. Okay, back, continuing. After that, a button from Nazi's clothes was placed in the closet where she had been ordered to hide. Okay. Well, I don't remember this button thing, by the way, but okay, in the visual novel at least. While advancing the script of the fake murders. Yeah, huh? There's the culprit, and there's Erika. She's blaming Nazi. While advancing the script of the fake murders, I would have been wise to wait before assaulting Nazi. It was quite a fascinating design. For me, it looked like a murder case with Nazi pretending to be the witch. For Nazi, it looked like a murder case created by the man from 19 years ago to assault her. Okay, Battler. So she's blaming her. She's blaming him. But none of these 3 are culprits. Or Well, she's a detective. I mean, Butler's an accomplice, but still. For the accomplices, it looked like fake murders to assault Nazi. And the true culprit hid in the shadows while ridiculing Nazi and pinning that grand design to murder the whole household. Yeah, there's Kralstad and Jessica and Genji. Rip. In the Court of Illusions, you claim to be the man from 19 years ago yourself to cover for the true culprit. Yeah, there's Batter. Oh, so he did, Huh? Now that it is proven that you are not the true culprit, there is no longer a veil to hide the witch. Oh, here comes her chains. Ah! Ooh, Batter's getting attacked here. Getting real stabby here. What do you think, everyone? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Just by reconstructing the game board, this level of reasoning is possible for Fruit or Erika. Yeah, Batter's gotten real good. There she is, and there's Batter. Bro got chained up. Oi. Batter, Erika seems to have gotten the victory here. There's Beto. How is it, Batter? In the mood to unmask the witch's illusion? In the mood to tear the gown of the witch that you shielded as far as shouldering her sin yourself to shreds? Look at Battler staring at her. And she's staring back. I was planning to play with you until Angie gets the book of the single truth. But I was a little hasty, I think. Angie still hasn't gotten the book of the single truth because she's fighting Beto. She's off dealing with Beto. The only remaining riddle is the identity of the true culprit. If I alter that name, then the witch's illusion will crumble and disappear, right? I want it to burn in the flame of truth, fit for a witch's execution. In the end, don't you have any red to counter? I'll give you a little time for your sophism about miracles, of being able to fly with one wing. If you say something funny, then Angel or my master will have it as a snack while reading through the book of the single truth. Why? You and Angie, why are you insisting so much on unveiling the truth? Says Battler. So this is the one thing you can think of? What good is there in unveiling things any further? Why do you want the book of the single truth that much? Why? Because Fruit Erika is a detective! Truth is justice! Truth is ultimate! So that's it. But Angie's different. By knowing the truth of that day, Angie will Battler. Didn't you start out wanting to uncover the identity of the witch because she killed the people dear to you? Huh? Battler making that eye. Ooh, dang. Is that Battler? Is that supposed to be Battler? Yo. Okay. Angie's no different. She wants to know the culprit who stole her family. Just that. And there she is struggling and Battler's still looking at her. But for Angie, these 12 years are her past. If she knew everything now and her wounds widened, what then? She will, if she just waits some more years. Might she not be able to find happiness as a girl on her own? You're right. There are a lot of things in this world you are better off not knowing, says Erika. The number of mites in the sea of a train. The urban legend about the unhygienic conditions of water pipes. And no matter if the thing you learn is good or bad, your life up until now won't change. That's the thing. If Angie knows the truth, her life up until then doesn't change. What really happened doesn't change. She just then knows the truth and has to continue on with that information. Still, aren't there also people who are able to change their life because of getting to know something? Says Erika. You're right. So I wish as her blood relative. Aren't there also people who are able to change their life because of getting to know something? So I wish as her blood relative that after my game ends she'll be able to live by focusing on becoming happy. Where's Angie? Because that is the wish we all share. That's why I can't let Angie read the book of the single truth under any circumstance. He screams out. Then, wouldn't it be better if you had come back home? Is that Angie coming out? Because it's Erika. And Batra's making that face. Yeah. You promised, didn't you? Wouldn't it be easiest just to go back to Angie? That way your sister would be able to forget. That way your sister would be able to forget about that day and just live a happy life with you. You do wish for Angie's happiness, don't you? Isn't that the most important? Why won't you grant this to her? Why won't you grant this to her? And if you won't come home, why not invite her to your golden land? To that capital of joy where you spend your days laughing and cheering. How about letting Angie come there forever? Why are you denying her the chance to ever get to such a happy place? Says Erika. You can't come home, right? You can't invite her, right? And why? Erika smiles. Creepy smile. Because your golden land is a land of death! This capital of joy is just foolish prattle, because there could never be any happiness there. There's Patra and Erika. Patra's face. Ah, weren't we talking about the meaning of knowing the one truth, the single truth? I just told you how people are able to change their lives based on the things they get to know. Angie's trying to learn the single truth exactly in order to reach that turning point of her life. For her, the truth is the goal. The full stop for a life without much joy. I want to go where everybody else is, says Angie. To arrive, there is her wish. Angie's trying to get to it, to the book. To get to know the single truth. And then to die. That is her wish. And that's the end of that chapter. Okay, we read 3 chapters this time, didn't we? Solid. Alright. We can be happy about that progress, y'all. Let's go. Next we have chapter 21, which is that a new volume? No, still volume 4. Right. But it's seated chapter 4-2. We shall continue this next time because holy crap, there's a lot of blue truths coming up, and I cannot be bothered to do this much reading all at once. So yeah, we can end off this OST here. We made it to 1 hour 20 minutes in, so we've been recording for a solid, about hour and a half plus ish. Alright, solid progress. We read 3 chapters this time around. Next time we should read another couple of chapters, and then time after that we read another couple of chapters, and then time after that, hopefully, confession time. So yes, alright, see you guys next time for chapter 21, everybody, and 22 at least. We're gonna get to 21 and 22 at least. And after that, 23 and 24 maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it'll be timed. But for now, I hope you enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading this. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Alright, y'all. Peace.